All right, chat. A little bit later. The patch notes kind of took like an hour to come out. Sorry about that, but here we are, chat. Arguably, I would say my favorite event of the year. April Fool's Overwatch. Totally Normal Watch patch notes for Totally Normal Watch, April 1st, 2025. I've actually played a few games already before the patch notes even came out. And let me tell you, it is just as much goofy fun as last year. It's a great time. So if you haven't, I haven't even read these yet, but if you haven't tried it, if this doesn't inspire you to try it, you should still try it anyways. It's actually really good. Everything is normal. There is nothing to worry about here. Everything is perfectly normal. The development team has been dealing with an ant problem at their desks for the last few weeks and somehow caused these changes to take place somewhere in the game, but we think we fixed it, maybe. Don't look at that game mode in the arcade. We're not sure where it came from. We'll try to get it taken down, but we're not able to do that update until April 14th. Until we do, we've put up some challenges to distract you, and you can earn some new cosmetics, including the Rainy Ducky Orisa legendary skin. Thanks, and you may now resume your totally normal Overwatch 2 experience. Very normal hero updates. Perks are disabled as we address an issue with certain members of the development team yelling perks every time they say the word perks in our meeting. Diva up first. Developer comments the Mecha Squad are having a rough time against the Guishan Omnics, so they're experimenting with new designs to save on materials and rations. Mech size has been reduced by 50%. Mech base health reduced from 375 to 25. Mech armor health is unchanged. Pilot Diva size reduced by 50%. Pilot base health reduced from 175 to 25. Fusion cannons rate of fire increased by 100%. Damage reduced by 50%. Light gun rate of fire increased by 100%. Reload speed increased by 25%. Damage reduced by 25%. Self-destruct. Pressing interact during self-destruct to freeze mech in place. Doomfist. Developer comments. Doomfist decided the best way to win is by punching the opponents a lot. Hand cannon removed from primary fire. Quick melee replaces hand cannon as the primary fire. Melee speed increased by 50%. Melee damage increased by 50%. Doomfist now lunges towards enemies nearby enemies when he melees. Oh, so that's what was happening. I was confused when it happened to me. Rocket punch. Melee damage now builds a rocket punch charge meter. Charge meter no longer decays. Charge time reduced by 50%. And seismic slam cooldown decreased by 1 second. It's like Iron Fist. Oh god. Hazard got tired of rooting people in place, so he thought he'd try knocking them around instead. Jagged Wall knockback increased by 400%, and Jagged Wall cooldown decreased from 12 to 8 seconds. Junker Queen. Everybody got tired of Junker Queen shouting at them and started to ignore her, so she's gotten selfish and is hoarding her commanding shout buffs for herself. She always wants to directly confront anyone who gets hit by Gracie. Jagged Blade can no longer be recalled with secondary fire. Junker Queen flies towards Gracie when secondary fire is held. And Commanding Shout no longer affects allies. Overhealth is increased by 50%. And bonus move speed is increased from 30 to 60%. Mauga. Developer comments, Gunny and Cha-Cha will now lift up their papa, and whoever is tethered to him. While airborne and firing both chain guns at the same time, Mauga is pushed backwards in the direction he is aiming. Secondary chain gun ammo reduced from 300 to 150, and reload speed is increased by 15%. Same thing for the other gun. Overrun can now be used during cage fight, and cage fight tether is now centered on Mauga and follows him. Grants Mauga infinite ammo for the duration. Orisa. This is the funniest one. Actually the funniest one. Developer comments, I see you glancing at me. You wish to ride me into battle? Hanzo can now interact while near Orisa to ride her into battle, giving Orisa extra movement speed. Javelin Spin also now pulls enemies in towards Orisa. Yo, small warning, especially if you're a Rivals player, if you think it's gonna be like Groot and Rocket in first person, it is very dizzying. It's very fun, but like, holy like you might want to puke. Be careful. It is kind of a lot on your screen. I don't know if you end up, whenever this gets edited or getting edited, maybe we cut to it really quick.
Wow. Those are 53 years. That's almost as old as
Oh my god, there's so much happening on my screen. Oh my god! Ah!
Ball doesn't die. He's so tiny.
All right, Ramatra. Ramatra has elevated the discourse of battle along with his opponents. Ravenous Vortex now reverses the gravity of all enemies inside, so it lists them up. Reinhardt, developer comments, Reinhardt recently saw some street racing anime and has become so obsessed with it he has learned to drift. Cooldown reduced from 7 to 3.5 seconds. Turn speed increased by 150%. Charge lasts until you collide with a wall. Yes, you read that right. Roadhog, we've seen everyone's feedback about chain hook being so inconsistent over the years, so we hope that throwing 3 of them at once makes it more reliably lethal. Now throws 3 hooks at once. Sigma's realized he was not abiding by Newton's third law of motion, so he figures by deflecting the projectiles he blocks with kinetic grasp would make him a more physics law abiding citizen. Kinetic grasp deflects projectiles instead of absorbing them. Sigma gains free flight during kinetic grasp. Winston, developer comment, Winston slam. Jump pack, press crouch to do a body slam and deal more damage when coming down during jetpack. What? Okay. Wrecking ball. Developer comment, Hammond has decided to try imitating tumbleweeds and snowballs. Size reduced by 50%. Wrecking ball gains overhealth based on his size. Roll. Damaging enemies during roll increases wrecking ball's size. Pile driver area of effect increases based on wrecking ball's size. Zarya. Developer comments, Zarya's enemies have always feared her skills in battle, but now they will run in fear of her reflection too. Particle cannon. Primary fire now ricochets off of enemy heroes and environments. On to DPS. Ash. Developer comments, Bob's arm cannons are in the shop. But he's much more eager to jump into the fray. Coach gun increased knockback on enemy heroes and briefly reduces their air control. And Bob no longer shoots. Bob now repeatedly dashes towards the enemies or the nearest enemy hero and attempts to knock them in the air. Ultimate cost reduced by 70%. So wait, Bob just is going in and throwing hands now? I'm in. Bastion. Bastion made a new friend that happens to be grenade-sized. Oh, I did this one. This one's so funny. A36 tactical grenade now spawns an explosive training bot. I wish it lasted a little longer. I feel like it doesn't last long enough. Configuration artillery. Impact spawns explosive training bots. Oh, so that's how I killed things so easily with it. Okay. Cassidy recently borrowed Hanzo's scatter arrow and figured out how to make new ammunition out of the tech. Primary fire and secondary fire both ricochet 3 times. Ricocheted bullets deal increased damage. Wait, that sounds sick. Echo is testing new updates in flight technology, but it seems her other abilities were affected. Tri-Shot now fires sticky bombs, damage reduced from 25-14. Sticky bombs now fires a volley of Tri-Shot projectiles, damage increased from 17 to 20. Flight is now always active. Activating flight now causes Echo to dash a short distance. And focusing beam now does extra damage to enemies above half health. Genji. Developer comments, Genji can once again spam that annoying emote to heal himself, though there may be some negative consequences this time. So before if you spammed I need healing, you would heal in the previous April Fools. I don't know what the negative effect though is. Genji once again can occasionally heal himself when requesting healing. Don't abuse this. You've been warned. Hanzo. Developer comments, it's not a preposterous thought. Hanzo is making a long-time dream come true. Stormbow. Fully charged arrows ricochet twice. Storm arrow, each arrow ricochets up to 5 times. Wall climb. While wall climbing, press reload to attach yourself to the wall. And Samurai Kishu, new passive. Press interact while near Orisa to ride her into battle. While riding, gain 25% damage reduction. While riding, Orisa controls Hanzo's movement, and while riding, feel 20% cooler. Wait, it really is just like the Rocket Groot team up in that department. That's so funny. Junkrat, developer comments, Junkrat loves explosions so much he decided to become one. Concussive Mine can now be placed up to 5 mines at once. Maximum damage reduced by 50%. Max charges increased to 5. Cooldown reduced to 4 seconds. Junkrat becomes invisible and untargetable while using Riptire. Junkrat teleports to Riptire when it explodes. Junkrat dies if the Riptire is destroyed. Oh. May comments, the cold doesn't bother May anymore, but it may bother May's enemies. Cryo Freeze now creates a miniature blizzard. May can now move during Cryo Freeze. What the fuck? Moira fixed a bug where Moira was classified as a support hero and removed any unintended healing. Thank you for your patience as we resolve the 7-year-old issue that has prevented Moira mains from reaching their ultimate damage potential. Move to the damage roll, now has damage roll passive, no longer has the support roll passive. Biotic Grasp, primary fire no longer heals and instead deals damage. Biotic Orb, healing orb has been removed, and Coalescence now only deals damage. Ah, yes. Thank you for fixing Moira after all these years. Well done. Farah, developer comments, Farah has now taken her enemies on a magic rocket ride. What? Rocket launcher, direct hits deal increased damage to airborne enemies. Jet dash, pull nearby enemies along with Farah. And jump jets pull nearby enemies along with Farah. So you could dash into people and then go up and you take them up with you. That's hilarious. Reaper. Talon got tired of all of the shotguns Reaper was wasting and cut him off their weapons budget until he learns to be more resourceful. Shotguns. Reaper can no longer reload and drops his shotguns on the ground when empty. Drop shotguns must be picked up to restore ammo. Movement speed increased by 25% when out of ammo. Picking up shotguns increases attack speed for a short duration. Note, it's hard to melee enemies without your shotguns. Wait, that sounds so funny. I need to try that. Sojourn. Railgun can now be overcharged to deal more damage. Warning. Okoton Calvin 87 railguns recoil dampeners not certified for high energy payloads. Max charge is now 300%. I literally one-shot a Doomfist at full HP with a headshot. It was so funny. Railgun secondary fire deals increased damage at above 100 charge, and railgun secondary fire knocks back Sojourn if fired at above 100 charge. Soldier 76. Soldier 76, being the stubborn old soldier that he is, says he doesn't need any help and can still outrun anyone on the battlefield. Soldier 76 can no longer see allied or enemy health bars, including his own. Passive healing starts faster and heals much faster. Running speed increased by 100%. Wait, so they gave him an old man buff and nerf? They made him blind? That's actually hilarious. Sombra. Developer comments, Sombra is exploiting a memory leak, and the only way to shut her down is to press Alt F4. Good one. Hacking enemies grants a stacking buff with a maximum of 10 of movement speed and magazine size. Stacks are lost on death. Wait, so can you just like straight up make someone unplayable by just hacking them over and over? That sounds awesome. Symmetra. Symmetra is trying out the latest Vishkar fashions on her allies. Turrets. She also traded in her gun for a new tank buster gun that is overcharged. Photon projector. Primary fire now does damage based on the target's maximum health. Secondary fire charge time is reduced. Sentry turrets. Turret health is increased by 50%. Cooldown is reduced by 40%. Projectile speed increased by 100% and can now stick to allies. Torbjorn. Torbjorn's turret just needs some hammering to reach its maximum potential. Turret can be overhealed by Forge Hammer. When overhealed, turret gains increased size, damage, and health. I'm just going to let you know you want to try this one. That's all I'll tell you. Tracer. Developer comments, Reinhardt taught Tracer how to charge very short distances if she stays low enough. Blinking while crouched collides with enemies. Colliding with enemies deals damage and knocks them back. Wait, that's hilarious. Venture. Venture got tired of working underground. We hope you dig these changes. Can now fly while burrowed, and emerge can be charged longer for a stronger effect. Also, if you have not heard the voice line for Venture, it is top tier. Widowmaker. Developer comments, Widowmaker has learned how to catch her prey in her webbing. Grappling Hook can now hit enemy heroes, dealing damage and granting Widowmaker overhealth. And Quick Melee, first successful melee attack after hitting a hero with Grappling Hook deals extra damage. Wait, doesn't that sound kind of like Black Widow? A little bit. On to supports! Ana. We've heard feedback from Ana players that their teammates ignore them when they call out that they're reloading and go and feed into the enemy anyways. We're hoping this change makes for good practice for them to start paying more attention to their support teammates. Biotic Rifle. Magazine size reduced from 15 to 1. Reload speed increased by 25%. Damage and healing increased from 75 to 150. It's literally bolt action on it. It's kind of funny. Baptiste! Baptiste discovered some of those old retro platformer video games, and now it's all he ever wants to do. Exo Boots, press crouch while airborne to stomp on enemies. Whoa. Okay. Brig. Mace to the face was working so well, so Brig thought she'd try her shield too. Shield Bash has been removed. Shield Throw is the new ability. Shield Throw will toss Brig's shield, which stuns and bounces between enemies. What? And then Rally. During Rally, Shield Throw can hit multiple enemies. Hey, Cap. Good to see you back. Welcome back, Cap. Ilari. Ilari got tired of allies being out of healing range, so she altered her rifle accordingly. Primary fire now heals allies and does not deal damage. Secondary fire now damages enemies and does not heal allies. And secondary fire's range is increased by 50%. Juno. Developer comments, we fixed a bug where allies and enemies were not getting welcomed into orbit as indicated by her ultimate voice line. Quick melee knockback has been increased. And Orbital Ray reverses gravity on all allies and enemies inside. Yeah, Somnus C9'd us with this earlier, and we lost the game for it. Thanks again, Somnus. Kiriko. Kiriko has taken some swiftness out of her step and put it into attack speed. What could go wrong? Swift Step now grants Kiriko overhealth and increased attack speed, but she can no longer choose her target. What? Oh, okay. Lifeweaver. Developer comment, be careful, as you don't want Lifeweaver to be a thorn in your side. Thorn Volley projectiles now home in on enemies. Projectiles per shot reduced from 2 to 1. Rate of fire reduced by 35%. Projectile speed reduced by 70%. While enough projectiles hit an enemy, they explode for 160 damage. Wait, it's literally Needler Weaver. Actual Needler Weaver. Holy shit. Lucio. Can't stop, won't stop. Wall Ride. Lucio gains increasing move, reload, and attack speed while wall riding. Buffs from wall riding persist for several seconds after touching the ground. Mercy. Mercy's new pistol is just like a loot box. You'll never know what you'll get. Now fires random projectiles. Fair enough. And last but not least, Senyana. We are all one within the many. Googly irises. Orb of Destruction now fires sticky, googly eyes instead of orbs. Damage reduced by 25%, and attack speed increased by 50%. And then there's some bug fixes as well, about perks and 6v6 stuff. But there you go. The arguably, I'd say, my favorite Overwatch event every year, April Fools. Go give it a shot. It's always a good time. And there you go. There's your patch notes. I need to go try Brig, and I need to go try... What was the other one I wanted to try? Reaper. I gotta go try Reaper, and I gotta go try Brig immediately. But there you go. April Fool's patch 2025. For those who don't know, they changed the voice lines for a lot of characters
You're in it for life.
during April Fool's. So here's Hazards. I don't know what it is yet.
Who wants a stick and poke?
What? I said, what did it say?
Who wants a stick and poke?
A stick and poke? Nah, that's crazy. Was Venture in during April Fool's? I don't think so. There's no way. They actually allowed that? Yo, someone call Boger. That is so good.
One small step at a time.
All right, Junos.
Upgrade unlocked.
They cannot stop all of us.
Cannot stop all of us. One more.
Martian, always have been.
Oh, Juno has 2. Oh, that's cool. Not as good as Bingus Schmungus, but that's still pretty good. Am I missing any of the new ones? I don't think so. Freya? Oh, true. Freya would have been a good one, but Freya's not out yet.